guess everything's up, right?
I guess they were,
yeah. Looking good there. Up to weather-wise, you know, we were kind of down last week as we were heading into a potentially very dangerous situation. It was certainly dangerous, but not as extreme as it could have been, Scott. It's been a long week. You know, we've started on Saturday, and now we're coming to a conclusion with no storms around right now. Maybe different next weekend, but we'll see how it goes.
Let's keep it that way.
You know, it's been fairly nice out. We've had some beautiful weather and a nice shot here of a nice rainbow. This from Wendy Mitchell in Venice. So, Wendy, nice rainbow right there as a result of some rain that finally developed here along the Sun Coast. And our own Dave Levy taking the day off, a director who's been hard at work too on Venice Pier. At one point during the hurricane, all the wind was blowing east, and you could also walk all the way out on the beach in sand, almost to the end of that pier because of the water washing out. It's been an interesting week, it has. Van WEZEL webcam showing one line of showers that moved on through this evening, but all in all, beautiful sunset tonight. And we're looking for pretty nice weather overnight. We may see a pop-up shower here and there, but not enough to really cause too much concern for some of the rivers and streams. Some pretty big rain to the north, but that should be winding down fairly soon too. But that rain is fairly heavy. Rainfall amounts were sporadic at best. We had 0.4 of an inch near Venice. Some heavier amounts. These are estimates by the Titan radar again. Nearly actually over 1.5 inches right there near Lakewood Ranch and Fruitville on I-75 as some storms blew on through. So that's what we had. Now, dry air is still to the western portion of the Gulf of Mexico. This is a trough of low pressure left behind from Irma, and it looks like it's going to stay there as high pressure will build in as Jose moves off to the northwest. The high pressure will get pushed to the south. It'll bring some of this dry air up in our area, beginning mainly late Saturday and continuing on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So things look to stay pretty dry. So that's good news for the folks living along the rivers. And we'll watch this area. There's some pretty big convection developing here, but as that high builds in, it should push all this basically to the west and northwest. We'll see how that plays out. Right now we have a few clouds. It's warm. It's muggy, unfortunately. 90 degrees. East winds at 9. Not much of a breeze out there, but we'll take what we can get. 89 the high, right at the average, and 95 the record set back in 1991. 75 was the morning low. Although it's not reporting any rainfall, we did see 0.14 of an inch of rainfall at the Sarasota Braden Airport. That's pushing our monthly total up well past 8.5 inches now, and the yearly total at 58.12. That's 15 inches above average. And the reason why we're flooding is because of all that rain we saw in the month of August and now with this storm, September. Well, this is getting better organized, especially the outflow. So this is now back up to hurricane status. This is Jose. It's been around the same area for the past 4 or 5 days now, and it's really cooled the water temperature there. And look at all this deep convection stretching all the way down to the Yucatan Peninsula associated with that line of low pressure. As I mentioned, no organization with that at this point, but we'll watch it nonetheless. This is close to the peak of the hurricane season, and lots can pop up very quickly. The pressure on this, 983 millibars. The winds are back up to hurricane force strength. And look at this, the cone of uncertainty. And look how close that center line is now to the, looks like Cape Cod and the Boston area. Well, this keeps inching over and over to the left, so they may be dealing with a tropical storm. It shouldn't be a massive storm by any stretch, but even a tropical storm can cause problems, like we saw here with tropical storm force winds in Sarasota and Manatee counties. 2 other systems. This one doesn't appear to be a player. It's going to move out into the open waters of the Atlantic. That is tropical depression number 14. And this one, though, different story. We'll have to watch this one closely. 90% chance developing, 80% chance over the next 2 days, 90 over the next 5 days. And there's a lot of uncertainty down the road. The Canadian models tend to take it off to the north. We like the Canadians in that situation. We'll see if it plays out down the road. But there could be watches and warnings as early as this weekend for the northern Leeward Islands or even the Lesser Antilles. So that remains to be seen. There's 14. 14, as I mentioned, will be heading out into the open waters. More than likely, it'll get a name. The first name will be Lee. And then the second name for this system I just showed you a minute ago would be Marie, and Marie could be a bad one for the islands once again. Look at this cold air over the northern Rockies and northern plains. That's heading southward, but not here, unfortunately. It's going to stay fairly warm through the weekend. Well, here's the boating forecast. For boaters tomorrow, looks good. Seas running less than 2 feet, really, a light chop in the bays and inland waters. Low tide will be at 4:04 and a high tide at 9:44. The forecast tonight, partly cloudy, still a slight chance for a coastal shower, 77. And then tomorrow, partly sunny, a mixture of sun and clouds, a heat index near 100 with a high near 90. And the extended forecast, Scott, calls for some dry weather through Tuesday and just a slight chance for showers coming back on Wednesday. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you.